Hey everyone, and welcome to stage 4 of the 4x4 series, which takes us to the Queen's Highway in Yorkshire. If you're not familiar with this route, it's a rolling course with an uphill finish to the end. Today's race is a little bit different, as there are only 5 of us taking part. Now I know a lot of people like to skip smaller groups, but I actually find smaller races to be just as enjoyable as the bigger ones, as they bring their own set of challenges. So if you've never tackled the Queen's Highway, it's definitely a challenge. You're either climbing or descending, so it's important to really push yourself on the uphill sections and take it as easy as possible when going downhill. Although we're just 5 of us in the race, I wasn't quite sure what to expect from everyone else. Except for Kevin, who we already know from previous videos is a pretty strong dude. From previous experience with smaller field races, I find it better being closer to the front rather than cruising in the draft. And I see Morris increase his power, so I just hop onto his wheel, nothing too crazy, but enough just to stay in contact into the descent. Then it was time to flick through the gears, get out the saddle and head through the first power up banner. And then just when you thought it was time for a little breather, Kevin puts in a little effort to keep us all honest, but the group does well to bring him back. But overall, with one lap down, everything's going pretty well. Heading into the second incline, it's interesting to watch Kevin. And you will see in later laps too, he chills at the back of the group, slingshots through, and then does well over the punchy incline, making the most of his power. Typically, this is something I would usually do in larger groups, but I feel with these lads, if I get gapped at the back, it would have been a real challenge for me to catch back on, especially when the guys at the front start hammering it. But as we head into the end of lap 2, everyone sticks together, and we actually get a little rest this time on the descent. So after a short breather, you'll be noticing a theme there now. It's time to go up again. But heading into the middle of the race, this time I was expecting more attacks to start, or at least the effort to go up on the uphills. However, I hit the front this time, so I decided to keep the pace honest and will stick to getting out of the saddle for the punchy section. I have an aero boost this time, so I use it on the downhill just to gain a little bit extra speed, and then complete lap 3, and again, everyone is still together and working well. Just in time for another breather on the descent. And remember to always make the most of your recoveries, grab some fluids and even some gels for those longer races, and this will help keep fueling your efforts in the later stages. Heading into the next lap, we have a couple of small attacks heading off the front, but everyone reacts well and the group stays together. And this time at the climb, Thanos and Morris decide to make things interesting. And this is where the fun begins. As Morris gets a gap, I decide to hop onto Thanos' wheel, but Morris then slows down, but Mike comes over the top with pace and smashes the punchy climb. Now I spot this early, so I'm prepared for it, so I start flicking through the gears, but as a few races ago, my gears get stuck. Thankfully I notice early enough this time to put in a good effort and catch back on, albeit with the help of the aero. I did think this would be the moment to split the group, but the guys are strong and everyone regroups on the downhill. But sadly, this wasn't the end of my gear problems for this race. Again, it's all about relaxing as much as possible on the downhills, get them fluids in, spin those legs, hope the guys on the front don't attack, and just recover. Heading up the climb for the 5th time, it's Thanos who decides to make an effort, but the group responds really well and we bring it back quite easily this time. But no one decides to attack over the top this time either. Heading down this little descent, a small gap does open up, but I've got Kevin behind me, so I know we'll all come back together at this point through the lap banner. Now my gears do decide to get stuck here again, but it does recover pretty quickly. But Kevin and Mike at this point do make a good move and get a good gap on the 3 of us at the back. The earlier efforts have started taking their toll on my little legs now, but between the 3 of us, I thought we could pull them back, but fair play to them, they kept pulling away, making their gap larger. Heading up this part of the climb for the final time, I was hoping second group syndrome would kick in, so I could get a little bit of a recovery in before the final climb at the end. But as with all Zwift races, that didn't happen, and the boys kept doing some mini attacks here and there and keeping the effort honest. And you just knew someone was going to attack over this punchy climb and extend that effort out towards the end. And that's exactly what Thanos does, so I'm hoping Morris will respond, being the stronger rider. But he actually chills out a little bit, then shows some good racecraft, and then on the descent opens up a nice gap. At this point I wasn't too worried because I was hoping I would slingshot through, so I built some nice momentum over the hill, but then the guy's gap just keeps on building and building, and it's at this point I realise I've got nothing left in my legs. And it's always incredible how a small gap can quickly turn into a bigger gap with a loss of concentration, or just letting a wheel go away a little bit. Either way, I was happy to stick with the guys for as long as we did. They are all still on another level to me, so we just cruised to the end and finished there. The Queen's Highway is always a brutal course, but a fun course nonetheless. So let me know how you all get on in your races this week. I look forward to hearing about it in the comments below. And as always, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.